I've probably sent it to college kids that just graduated no less than 30 to 50 times. You know how many actually do it? Probably less than 1% of them. See, to get to the highest level of income earners, you actually have to be exceptional. And in order to be exceptional, you have to be the exception. You have to do something no one else is willing to do. And the truth is, those are three simple things most people aren't willing to do because they don't really want to be at the top. They want to say they want to be at the top. They want to act like they belong at the top. But they don't want to put in the work it takes to get to the top. It's simple. Are you willing to execute upon it? What if I told you making 6 figures in less than a year with a new job was actually possible? If I told you where I got this idea, you would believe it immediately. And I'm going to tell you all about it. But the key component is it's very possible. I was in a room with John Maxwell, the leadership guru, somebody that I've admired for years and read many, many of his books. And I happened to be in a room with less than 100 people at one of his mentorship events. And he's talking about his grandson who comes in and says, hey, I got a new job. I'm an engineer. I'm making $62,000, but I really got to get to $100,000 a year. What do I need to do? And they're just having a conversation, and John knows everything, and he really does. I mean, he's written a book on every topic you can imagine. So I remember really listening to this because at the time I was making over 6 figures, but understanding what John Maxwell thought was one of the biggest things that could get you there and where my mindset was at the time had not connected. And so when you're looking at this mindset, if you want to get to 6 figures in less than a year, here's what John told his grandson. Here's my takeaways. 3 things that he had to do. 3 things. So he gets a new job. First of all, you have to be qualified. Before we even go to the 3 things, let's throw this out there. You got to be qualified. You got to be close to being able to making 6 figures, okay? The first thing is if you make $22,000 a year doing something right now, don't expect you to go from 22 to 100 just by doing these 3 things. There's some steps to get yourself positioned we can cover in another video. But in this video, we're going to talk about somebody, you've come out from college, you're in your first year, and you're making above $50,000 a year, but you want to get to double that. And you want to do it quick. Here's the quickest way. 3 things John Maxwell said. Number 1, get a key. Get a key to the office. Nowadays, that could be a key fob. It could be a code. It could be anything. What's the point behind having the key? Here's the point. You got to be first in. You got to be one of the first people in. I love the conversation that this started when we were sitting in this room and everybody listening, because John was like, look, I'm not saying that you have to go into work and start working the second you get in, but there's other things you can be doing in that office that position you. Paying attention to who the first people in the office are every day. Identifying some of the people that by having that key, who are the people that start their day with good energy? What are the things you see by being there in a leadership role early? See, the early bird gets the worm in this instance. Being there early is professionally beneficial. Now, it's not the only way you can get ahead, but if you really want to get noticed, being somewhere first is a great way to do it. Being somewhere first and really putting the energy into it is a great way. The second part of that is being one of the last people too. See, remember, we said in 1 year you wanted this goal. You wanted to double your income in 1 year. That's going to require a lot of hard work. Hard work requires probably being the first one in and one of the last to leave every day. That requires a key. That requires a code. That requires being where you want to be to actually elevate your game to a whole new level. Most people aren't willing to do this. Guess what? Most people don't go from 55 or 60,000 to 100 grand in a year either. That's why you want to be different. This is the whole point of the conversation. Key, first in, last out, pay attention to what happens in between. There is a lot you can learn about a business by being the first and the last every day, especially in your first year. Even if that's the only time you do it, the amount you learn about that career, about that business, about that culture will change your life. Number 2 is easy. And this was one that I connected the dots to because I always felt like this was a key component in my life. Number 2 was help everyone. Become known as the human in the office that helps everyone. Nothing is below you. Nothing is above you. You help everyone. If there's someone carrying coffees in to a meeting, you grab the door. If someone's carrying boxes and you see them walking past your desk, you grab a box and you walk with them. It will derail you for a moment, but that moment is helping another human. Another key to your future at this career, at this place of work, at this culture. See, when you start helping everyone starts referring to you as the person that helps everyone. That gets around. People know that you're a servant leader. People know you're there to learn. People know you're there to work. And now they know you're there to help. Helping someone could be solving a simple thing. You know, I read all these articles or I've watched YouTube videos on this, and people say, you know, the CEO of the company doesn't even know how to do a simple Excel spreadsheet, or sending an email with an attachment. It's the dumbest thing in the world, and I helped this person today, and they make it a negative. Wrong, dumb, weak. If you have something that's easy to you and you can help someone that it's not easy to them, don't worry about how stupid it is to you. Worry about how awesome it is that you have a skill that's helping another person. That's adding value, not diminishing someone because they don't know what you know so easily. Guess what? Lots of people started their careers without the internet. Lots of people started their careers without email or being able to do spreadsheets the way that you do them so easily. Things you learned in school were not a part of things I learned in school. And there are lots of things that I find really valuable to me that are super simple to the person that's providing it. I'm very grateful for it. Be that person, and be that person that admires the task and the help. Enjoy it. Don't fake it. We're not saying fake help people. You can't fake your way to the top. Authentically help people. Want to help people. Huge. What a great lesson, right? Number 3, I love this one. This one is very, very important. You have to thank the boss for your job. So most people nowadays love to send a quick text, maybe a little cold email, something that's basic and completely separate from the human. Somebody is responsible for you having that job, and it's not the person that probably hired you. Your direct boss is not the boss. Who is the boss? Who is the highest level person in your company? You need to get on their calendar. I don't care if it's a stand-up meeting for 3 minutes. I just need 3 minutes of your time. I need 5 minutes of your time. I won't even sit down. I just wanted to have a few minutes, if it's okay, early, as soon as you get the job, as quick as you can. What are you going to do in that 5 minutes? What are you going to do in that 3 minutes? What are you going to talk to the boss, the real boss? So you have a boss, you got to please that person 100%. But I'm talking about the head of the company. What do you do to that person? You walk in and you thank them for providing you the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. That's what it is. You know how few people thank the person that actually got them the job? Very, very few. They almost look like the CEO or the head of the company is someone that's not ever meant to talk to. They often get treated as alienated and separate, and all they want to do is build a great culture. And you walk in, you don't waste their time, and you just simply say thank you, that you want to let them know that you're here to work hard, you're here to learn, and you're here to help in any way that you can. 3 things. First in, last out. Number 2, help everyone. And number 3, thank the boss. An honest, truthful, authentic thank you. And if you're not really grateful, don't do any of these things. Because the truth is, if you're not grateful for the career or the job you have now, and all you're thinking about is the next one you can get, or the next place you should work, or how this one isn't paying you enough, and you just started, you haven't given anything. Life is about giving first. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. Joe Polish always says this, someone I'm around a lot, in his Genius Network, and I love it. Gives to the giver, takes from the taker. The reality is you have to give something to be worth more. You can't just expect to take it. In that room, I was surrounded by servant leaders. I was surrounded by people that all were listening intensely. I was listening to one of the best leadership gurus of our generation talk about having a simple conversation with a grandchild. And I was learning. I actually wrote that in my notes, those 3 things, all those years ago. It's probably over 15, 16 years ago. And I wrote these things down, and I still have it in my notes. I've probably sent it to college kids that just graduated no less than 30 to 50 times. You know how many actually do it? Probably less than 1% of them. See, to get to the highest level of income earners, you actually have to be exceptional. And in order to be exceptional, you have to be the exception. You have to do something no one else is willing to do. And the truth is, those are three simple things most people aren't willing to do because they don't really want to be at the top. They want to say they want to be at the top. They want to act like they belong at the top, but they don't want to put in the work it takes to get to the top. It's simple. Are you willing to execute upon it? So if you like these videos, I hope you do, but if you like them, watch a couple more. Share them with people. If there's somebody that just graduated from college and is in their first year at a new company, send it to them. If someone's made a career change and you've made a transformation in your career and it's a new chapter of your life, execute upon this. Doesn't matter if you're 43 or 23. Doesn't matter if you're 53 and it's a brand new career. These things matter. And I think John Maxwell knows what he's talking about. I'll go ahead and listen to him and keep applying them every day because it certainly connected the dots for me. It helped me understand what are some of the things I was doing right and what are some of the things I could do better. And I will still apply this every single time I go into a new place. It's very important. Hope you enjoyed it.